big fan, but
I like them. I think they're pretty good.
my wife is a huge fan. Like I said,
It says we're live. Let's go check it out.
yeah. All right. So
Ooh.
yes. Okay. Yeah, they got a little bit on there about micheladas as well. So what's up, guys? Welcome to tonight's live
Super.
stream. We're excited tonight. Obviously, we did not do a public live stream last week. We actually did a private live stream. For those of you guys who attended the private live stream, probably thought that was pretty fire. A lot of value over there in a private setting, and that's something that we're going to do moving forward on occasion. So, our weekly live stream every Wednesday night here at 8 p.m. We're thinking maybe once a month we host a private one. It gives us the ability to connect with you on a deeper level, and also gives us the ability to add more value and really do more of a Q&A style with you being able to interact with us. So that went well. So for those of you who attended, glad you got a lot of value out of that. And for those of you that are brand new to our group, if this is your first time tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. I'm not seeing a whole lot right now, so which is odd, and so I'm not sure if we're seeing. Yeah, so there's a couple. Aaron Randolph joining. So let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're a brand new listener or brand new to our group, would definitely encourage you to smash that friend request button on at least my profile, Jason Priest profile, so that you can get notifications anytime we go live. So tonight. We got some, all right, there we go. There's all the peeps. We got a little bit of a delay here. It looks like Facebook is, got going. So, all good. So for tonight, we are going to dive into weight loss, fat loss plateaus, give you guys a little bit of insight on exactly how we define those and what some of the common occurrences that we see around that, and why guys will tend to hit plateaus or tend to lack consistency in that department in terms of getting results. We're also going to talk about some things that we do in our private community in terms of tracking progress and go over some of that with you guys. So what I would highly encourage you to do is, if you have questions, drop them in the comments right now. We're just going to jam for 35 minutes on fat loss, weight loss, talk about, our experiences with that, and answer any questions that you have. So if you've got a question on fat loss, you've got a question on weight loss in general, you've got a question about anything when it comes to optimizing your health for peak performance, drop those in the comments, man. We're here for you. We do this every day, all day. Okay. This is what we do. We record podcasts, we record live streams. We do our coaching calls in our private communities. And so at the end of the day, this is all for you. We don't need the answers to the questions. We've got that part figured out. And so we want to help you dive into some of this, unpack this, and hopefully help you get unstuck. If you're somebody who's stuck right now, maybe you haven't had results in 6 months or 12 months, and you're just not moving forward at the pace that you hope that you would, this will be for you. So just so you know, if you're brand new, we'll go for about 35 minutes, like I said, answering any questions that you guys have, engage with you a little bit. And then at the end, we'll present a little bit of an offer, invitation to potentially work with us, partner with us, and see what it's like to partner with us inside of Unleash Your Legacy, so that you can become the healthiest and most elite version of yourself. So with all of that being said, welcome, fellas. Always excited for these. So let's just start off right off the bat. And I have my burning question. I'll start with you, Zach, since you're on the top, man, is really get your take. Like, how do you, in your mind, because I know we all have a little bit different definition, but how would you define a weight loss plateau? And the second part of that is, why do you feel like that's such a phrase that's thrown around so often? Give us your take.
So a weight loss plateau is also known as adaptive thermogenesis, which is also known as metabolic adaptation. They're all kind of one and the same. I think, to be completely honest with you, dude, I think that term is thrown around far, far, far more than it really should be. 100%. It's more so a matter of consistency, right? It's usually what it comes down to, man. So what really a plateau is, it's just a down regulations of your hormones when you've been in a deficit for X amount of time. It's going to be different for different people. And pretty much your hormones down regulate itself. So whatever it is that your deficit was, your caloric deficit was that allowed you to lose weight, all of a sudden it's now your maintenance calories. And that happens after a typically it's a pretty long time. So that's why I said that term gets thrown around so much, because it's kind of people's excuses. They're not consistent. They don't track what they're eating, or they're not eating healthy or making good choices, whatever it is that they decide to do in terms of weight loss, but they're not doing it consistently. So they're just like, plateau.
So what you're saying is
it's an excuse.
They're calling their a weight loss plateau. Really, it's just a pause in their efforts, right?
It's a pause in their efforts, and it's a way for them. It's almost people use it as a bailout. It's almost like synonymous with an excuse. Now that's kind of like what I'm kind of start to feel based on what I've been seeing.
I hit a plateau. I'm like, dude, it's been 2 weeks and you hit a plateau. That's the thing. It's like,
that's impossible.
Yeah. So, okay. So Anthony, chime in here. So why do you feel, I know Zach kind of went there, but like what, go ahead and throw yours out there, man. Cause I want to get your take on it for sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to throw out the fancy words and the science of that. That's why we're a killer. That's why we're the trifecta, right? That's why we're the three-headed monster. You know, he's the nutrition guy for sure, but really it's a mindset thing. I think, honestly, it boils down to, we're probably looking at the scale too much. We're focused on the number on the scale when we should be focused on how we look, how we feel, how the clothes fit. And who cares what the number says on the scale? If it hasn't moved in a couple weeks, then it's a mindset thing. I must be in a plateau, right? So we just kind of jump to conclusions, maybe not excuses, but jump to conclusions. It can be an excuse too, absolutely, right? But I think too often we are too focused on that number on the scale, and then automatically it's a plateau. And maybe we've just put on some more muscle, and that weighs more than fat anyways, right? So that can be what happens a lot of times. So that's my take on it overall, I would say.
No, I love it. And it's both different perspectives. And to be honest with you, I'll just add to what you guys both said about the excuse, or that whole part is that it can be, an assumption you come to, right? But then it can then transition into excuse. It's like, well, I'm not seeing results. Guess I've hit a plateau. And then we start sabotaging, right? I guess I'm just going to throw in the towel. I will tell you from my standpoint, and this is something that, I've been dealing with a long time, because when I did health coaching in the corporate wellness space, dude, that term that's what I heard with almost everybody that I got on the phone with. And it's like, oh, you hit a plateau. How long has it been since you've seen any kind of progress? Oh, it's been about a month. I'm like, dude, that's not a plateau, man. Like, what are you doing to break out of your plateau? And that's where it comes back to what you said, is like, they're just not putting in the effort. I hear plateau and I'm like, okay, you're using that as leverage in your brain to make it okay that you're not putting forth additional effort. What got you there to begin with? So say you lost 15, 20 pounds, and now, like going back to Zach's point, now you're at a place where you've made some results, right? You had some progress. Well, now that you're going to have to do a little bit more to make more progress. And maybe you're not there mentally. Maybe it's maybe the mindset piece isn't there right now. You got to where you're good enough. Now you feel okay, but you could do more. You're just not ready to put forth that effort. And I think that's a massive part of what I see when the weight loss plateau terminology gets tossed around. So let's go ahead and talk about one thing here. And if you guys have questions, man, let them rip. Chris K says, my struggle is not consistency, but intensity. I find it ebbs and flows. Great workout last night, today feeling blah. So getting it done as much as intensity as I have tonight. I love that, Chris, because here's the thing, man, like with you and your mindset, dude, like you're in a place where you're in a really good spot mentally, man, because I will tell you that with what you just said, Zach, Anthony, and I can say that exact thing at least once or twice a week, dude. Like that, what you literally just wrote out. And so don't feel as if you're any different, man, because the intensity is just not always going to be there. Like, well, I'll get both of your takes. Like, how often do you feel, I try not to do this, and this is one reason, and Chris, to your point, man, like when we do our private coaching calls, in Unleash, this is one reason why we're so big on that 1% better mentality, dude. Like if you can maintain that, not every workout is going to be like a killer workout, but at least you go in with the intentions of getting a little bit better. Maybe you didn't go up in weight, or maybe you didn't go up super high in reps, but maybe you did one more rep at the end of each set, right? Or something like that. Like that mentality with where you're at right now, that's how long-term discipline is created. And I just love where your mindset is, man. So you're not we are no different than you when we don't feel
right.
that. So what are your guys' take? I know you're going to echo my sentiments, but just so he can hear it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's like Rick. Maybe it's holding an 8-minute plank instead of a 7-minute plank, right? I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be major intense. Like you're not adding in like. So I go back and forth for me, for example, on jogging versus like on my outdoor workouts versus sprints, right? So every other day. But when I'm sprinting, maybe I'm timing myself, or maybe I do one extra sprint versus the next time I'm doing things, and that ups my intensity. Or maybe I'm monitoring my heart rate a little bit more and I watch that increase a little bit. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like everybody gets.
I love that though. I love what you just said, because I played some little mind games with myself, like especially with cardio, like whatever I can do to trick my mind to keep going a little bit more and a little bit more.
Yep. So that's my take on it for me personally, and some of the guys we coach. It doesn't have to be crazy complicated.
Right.
Yeah. I'm actually just going to bring it back to the whole plateau thing, because another thing that I've been, and sorry not to duck the question or anything, but like,
no, you're good.
Another thing that I've been hearing very commonly lately nowadays as well in these fitness groups and from a lot of just people in general is I'm plateauing with my muscle growth. I'm plateauing with my lifts. But what a lot of these people they fail to realize is that putting on muscle is way, way, way harder than burning and losing fat. I just want you guys to know that we're talking about a couple pounds of lean mass a month with the right regimen, the right nutrition and everything, the right sleep and all that good stuff. So I just want to point that out there, because I've been hearing a lot of people lately talking about, oh, I'm plateauing. I've been benching the same amount of weight for 1 month. I'm like, dude, that's nothing. That's not even a whole, that's not even a, that's not even a whole mesocycle, like a small block of 6 to 8 weeks of working out. It's nothing. So I want you guys to be aware. I wanted to throw it out there since we're talking about the whole fitness working out side of things. Plateaus can be in strength and it can be in weight loss, but you guys need to understand that it is thrown out way too often when it comes to weight loss and way too often when it comes to muscle gain and strength gains. That part happens slow. The weight loss can happen depending on how aggressive the deficit is, slower or faster. But what I'm saying is it just gets thrown around way too much. You have to look at your consistency and your effort. That's the only reason why I'm bringing it back to this is because we're talking about Chris K's question,
and he's
that's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother topic about mental grit and doing what he knows he needs to do in order to achieve his goals. Right? We'll go down a rabbit hole on that one.
He's doing so well, dude. Yeah,
he is. He's crushing, man.
Yeah,
he's crushing.
I'm proud of that guy, dude. He's like, when I see guys come in, because you remember when he was first attending these live streams, dude, and he was very engaged on the live streams. And when he raised his hand, I'm like, this guy, I already knew coming in that he was going to crush, dude. Like he's got that mindset of like, I'm so ready. I'm just going to absorb this like a sponge. And so love that, man. Keep it up, Chris, dude. We love seeing you win. Let's see. So Paul Nettleton says, Seattle, thank you guys for your knowledge and this platform. 100%, man. This is what we do. This is what fuels our fire. I'm glad you're getting value. Michael Aldrich says, need to know how and when to apply the right nutrition. I'll tell you the when, and that's immediately. There is zero reason to wait on taking massive action when it comes to nutrition. We are what we eat. Almost every disease process is tied back to your nutrition. So immediately take action on nutrition. How? There's a lot of ways we can go. We've done a lot of nutrition trainings, man. Like if you, I don't know if you've been through our mini course. We actually just finished refilming our mini course. So if I'll just go ahead and throw this out there to all you guys who are on the live stream right now. If you have seen our old mini course or you want to see our brand new mini course, it's fresh, man. It's brand spanking new. Nobody has seen this yet. So type the word mini course in the chat now, and I'll have my team or our team send that over to you tomorrow. And you can check out the nutrition module on there. The nutrition lesson in the mini course section, dude, or in the mini course, it's fire. Like we go over the foods to eat, the stuff to avoid, and really how to work this in. Now, if you're looking at pure structure and you're looking at like a way to take your nutrition really to a whole nother level, not just the knowledge, that's what we go deep on, man, and unleash your legacy, and literally coming in and teaching you what types of foods, when to eat them, portion, like everything is dialed out for you so that you're not counting calories, you're not counting macros, you're not using MyFitnessPal or food scales or all that. So We've gone deep on some nutrition trainers. Just let me know, man. And like, what would help you most? If you want to shoot me a message, say, hey, I'd love more nutrition information, or however you want to go about that. More than happy to get some of that content in your hands. Paul says, this is for you, Zach. After my consult with Zach, my metrics are spot on where he said I'd be. Imagine that. Paul, we kind of know what we're doing here.
Boom.
I've transitioned from a caloric deficit to a need for a balanced nutrition for my gym time, not including my running regime. Thoughts?
I'm not sure. I was actually about to type that to Paul and ask if he could explain that a little more.
A little bit more context. Yeah, I was going to say that's a pretty deep question in terms of what he's looking at. So, Paul, if you will add some context to that, and we will cover that.
Break it down for you.
Drew Flowers. What's up, Drew? Good to see you. So Steven Seidner says, talk about autophagy.
Autophagy.
I don't know what you want me to go about that, go off on about that. If you can add some context to that, Steven, more than happy to cover that as well. We got a bunch of guys requesting the mini course. So cool. All right.
I'll tell you this much about autophagy. Autophagy is something that a lot of the people that do intermittent fasting like to praise, that the ones that do it for like 20 plus hours. It's just pretty much recycling like cells, right? So that it could renew and whatnot. But you know what else? Causes autophagy? A caloric deficit. So if you lose weight, you're naturally gonna stimulate the same thing. So don't worry.
And I didn't know there was no context. I'm not sure what he wanted to know about it.
There's current words. Once I hear it, I know where they're coming from. Because then when you hear autophagy, you're talking about the carnivore people. You're talking about the keto people. You're talking about 3-day fasting. You're talking about 7-day water fast. You're talking about all that stuff. I hear these words. They're usually buzzwords that people like to talk about, and they don't really know much about what it is, but they'll say it because they heard somebody else that does it say it, you know? So when
everything
I hear
that you just listed off,
certain things. So
everything that you literally just listed off was every one of those is called voluntary torture, right? I tried just doing one 24-hour fast, dude, that shit's not for me. And I've been doing intermittent fasting now for over 10 years. Like that's my jam. Mm-hmm. But dude, a 24-hour fast is like, I wanted to strangle somebody. I was like, this is not okay. I don't feel like, okay, this is true torture. And I'm choosing to do this to myself. Never again. Hell no. I will eat my burger and drink my beer and stick to my normal schedule. So cool. All right. Let's move over to progress tracking. All right. I see a lot of guys in here posting their weights, posting the same, like the shirtless pic thing. That's a theme in this group, apparently. And unfortunately, none of those guys that do the shirtless pics come to the live stream. It's weird. It's like they leverage the group, and we love to see that. But we see a lot of the shirtless pics and a lot of the scale pictures. It's like those are the two things, and the shirtless pic gives you a good clear picture of what's going on, right? That's the mirror, right? For me, the biggest judge that I have in my life is the mirror. I don't even look at the scale. You look at the scale only like before and after a Dallas trip or one of our, like I'm going on vacation, right? I'll check the scale before and after just to see the damage that was done. That's not something I watch very often, man. Like maybe once a month, if I'm being honest. And so we see scale pictures in this group a lot, and that's the fixation, is what that number on the scale says. So let's unpack a little bit about why it's so important to track other areas. Anthony, you mentioned it a few minutes ago. So let's go back there because the guys that are attending live are actually the guys that are clearly wanting to take action. I'll even say the guys that a lot of the guys that are posting in the group very rarely ask for the replay either. So I don't know if there's like a disconnect. I've told them all about it. And so I keep seeing the same shirtless pic for 6 months, dude, and you haven't made any progress. Like, come on, like talk to us, see what your needs are, and see if we can give you a piece of content that might be able to help you. Sometimes it's just one nugget that, that might make you move forward a little bit. Like one of the guys reached out to me not long ago and was like, I need to know about intermittent fasting. And I was like, okay, cool. Have a great day. Like, I don't know what you need to know about it. Right. I'm a giver. And as you guys know, I'm a giver, but if you don't give me some context, dude, and like, give me, like, you can go Google intermittent fasting and literally get like thousands of pages on it. So I'm not Google. Yeah. And so, look, I get it, but let's go on the tracking thing. Don't get me off on a tangent on guys that, so why do you guys feel like that's so important, man? Cause that's something we preach and unleash.
Yeah. We're tracking wins, right? We're tracking weights going up. We're tracking new PRs, that kind of stuff. We're not tracking the number on the scale nearly as closely. That can be a mind game and a head game that it can be detrimental, right? Because it's not a true value system of where you're really at, right? How you look, how you feel, how your clothes fit. If your shirts are fitting a little tighter up top and a little looser around the waist, we're doing good things, right? We're building muscle and we're reducing fat around the abdomen, which is typically where we carry it as men, right? So yes, numbers are important and tracking things can be important, but we're focused on the wrong things a lot of times when it comes to the scale, right? It just, again, we want muscle mass. We want to build lean muscle tissue. We want to be strong. We want to be confident. And that's where all that stuff comes from. And in some cases, the scale's not going to change when we're doing some of those things. So that's why too many people are focused on the wrong things, the scale.
I'm with you, man. It's one tool of measurement. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah. And then on top of that, the non-tangibles, libido, energy, how well you're sleeping. Because as a matter of fact, the more weight you lose, the better you're actually going to sleep, right? It's all kind of tangible and intangible things that people don't realize. There's always something that I like to say all the time is there are always metrics of progress and success if you know exactly where to look for them. The problem is because of the whole BMI thing with the weight versus height, that's why everybody gets so fixated on the scale. But again, it doesn't take into account anything else.
Zero.
The intangibles, how the clothes fit. Dude, myself, when I'm 7.5% body fat, I'm technically overweight on the BMI chart.
Mm-hmm.
So that says something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you just have to know where to look for progress and success, because if you look at the scale and obsess with the scale, you're going to go your entire life thinking your whole fitness journey was a failure, a huge failure. And a waste of time. Man. And you're going to be one of those people who are like, I tried everything. Everything. Yeah. Not even realizing that your energy levels are better, that you're sleeping better, that you're having more sex with your wife, that your bench press increased 50 pounds, that your legs aren't sore for 7 days after a workout. There are metrics of progress everywhere. Yet
but the scale didn't move, so I failed.
Yeah, the scale only moved 5 pounds in like 5 months.
Dude.
Yeah,
exactly. It's so ridiculous.
You got to know where to look, guys. That's it, man. We want you to realize that, because it's just a momentum killer when you just see the scale and it doesn't move. I've had those times. We're all susceptible to it, man. But then you just got to know, like, I know better, so don't let it get to my head.
Yeah,
but even when I don't see the scale myself moving, I'm like, oh, damn it. But I'm like, it's all good because I know things are happening, No,
100%, dude. And look, so Jason, where did you put that? I saw, I'm a poster of the shirtless pics. No, dude, it's all good. Look, and you being on here is even better. The reality is I have nothing against that. What pains me, all right, let me just clarify that on the shirtless pic thing. We talked about this in Unleash as well. Is like, what pains me is to see the same guy posting the same shirtless pic for the last 6 months and they haven't gotten any results. They haven't moved, right? It's the same thing. That to me says there's a whole nother something going on there, Jason. And so not against you at all, dude. And like, this isn't for anybody specific in the groups. Like, if you continue to post the same pic of your fat gut and man boobs, let's call it what it is, and that's the same pic you posted for 6 months, I don't know if you're looking for feedback. I don't know if you're looking for attention. I don't know like what you're using it for, right? If it's an accountability thing and you're moving forward and you're making progress, awesome, dude. Leverage the hell out of the community, especially for a free group. Sure. You have an awesome group of guys, right? I mean, but when we're sitting up here teaching every Wednesday night, and some of the guys that are doing that don't ever attend, don't ever ask for any of the replays, don't know what they're missing out on. I know that they know, but I know they know because I've told them, but don't do any of that. But then keep going down that same path. It's like, all right, what is your angle here? Because I'm confused, right? If you want help and you need additional knowledge to make more progress, then that's what we're here to do, even at the free level, dude. And so it wasn't a knock on you or any of the shirtless crew. Some of our guys in Unleash joined in on that, and I love to see it. But I know the context behind it. No big deal, man. Like, we're not allowing toxicity in there. A couple of people have reached out to me about that. We don't allow that in this group. And so if I hear any of that, if the person is willing to give me the name, which sometimes doesn't happen, I'll kick them out, dude. That's it. We don't even ask questions. We don't allow that toxicity in any of the cultures we've built, even at this free group. So cool. So hopefully I clarified that. Steven Seidner says, how about 1 meal a day or 2 meal a day, I'm just going to straight up tell you, nope, that's not something that we would encourage you to do. You are not going to get nearly the amount of nutrients that you need with 2 meals a day. I don't care how much you eat. A lot of that you're going to have to overeat to get anywhere near what you need, both with micro and macronutrients. And the reality is it is going to take a hit on your metabolism, dude. It's just not the answer. We went deep on this inside of Unleash Your Legacy because we had a couple of guys that were trying to get away with that. And I was like, that's not the answer, dude. You want to fuel your body for performance. Fueling your body for performance is not 1 or 2 meals a day. Not going to say you can't make some progress or get some results with it, because you will be in a caloric deficit, but eventually you're going to hit a stall. Your energy levels are going to be shit. Your insulin sensitivity is going to be crap. You're going to be at much higher risk for a lot of health issues if you do that long term. And so not something that I would recommend. You guys, you want to add anything to that, Zach? I know we just covered this a lot in Unleash as well.
Yeah, I always talk about efficiency and what's optimal for the body in terms of performance. And 1 meal a day or 2 meal a days it's not going to be it, because our body can utilize anywhere from 20 to 40 grams of protein every 4 to 5 hours for muscle protein synthesis or muscle growth. Now, what happens if you have 1 meal? You're leaving a lot of hours on the on the table where nothing's happening to your body. And what happens is the whole autophagy thing, right? Also, there's a release of growth hormone, and people think, oh, I'm going to get massive gains because growth hormone's released because I'm eating 1 meal a day and I'm fasting after. But in this context, growth hormone is anti-catabolic. It means it's there to be muscle sparing, not for muscle growing. So it's not going to be anabolic. It's just going to be anti-catabolic. So it's just trying to prevent your body from losing muscle. So in terms of efficiency, I'm not a fan.
Yep. No, I think you nailed it. And look, at the end of the day, man, here's the thing is Stephen, you got to decide what kind of performer you want to be. You want to be a higher performer and be able to do the active things in your life that you enjoy doing, but also be able to work out several times a week and keep your body in really good shape. Nobody I know that does that is a 1 or 2 meal a day person. It's non-existent. You can get away with that if you have a sedentary job and you're not working out. But if you even try to get active, it's just not going to support you, man. And that's just us, telling you with our experience. All right. So Larry, congrats, dude. Down 30 pounds, 4 pant sizes. Awesome. Love it, man. Don't fixate on the scale, dude. Scale is not anybody's friend if you're trying to measure true progress, as we've been discussing tonight. Okay, so let's shift gears. We'll talk a little bit about
before we do, dude. Paul did add a little bit more context.
So throw it out there.
I'll just throw it out there real quick. He's just pretty much saying that he's eating a little bit less than he was before. And he's just saying, should I listen to my body's request for additional calories? My advice to you, dude, would be yes, I would have a little bit more, because what happens if you start, the longer you go and like the hungrier you get, this is the fact of the matter, okay? The longer that you diet, the longer that you're in a deficit, the longer that you're losing weight, the more likely you are to rebound hard and binge hard. So if you're feeling really hungry and it's for a prolonged amount of time, you're a ticking time bomb. So what I would do is I definitely would add in a little bit more food each day so that you're still continuing to get progress, but you're not feeling like you want to go into the pantry and destroy it at nighttime when everyone's asleep. So yes.
And I'll add to that, Paul. Like, you could either add a full meal. You can add a full, let's call it a 500 calorie small meal. Or you could increase the portion size at each of your meals currently. Doesn't have to be a huge hike, dude. Just start with like 500 calories. 500 calories a day, in addition to what you're doing right now, theoretically, if everything stayed the same, would equal about a pound a week, right? There's 3,500 calories in 1 pound. And so if everything stayed equal and you added 500 a day, you could theoretically gain a pound a week. With that being said, that's not going to be enough to scare you. And so I would definitely listen to your body. I agree with 100% with what Zach said. We talk about fueling our bodies for performance. That's what we teach and Unleash. And we've got guys all the time that'll start off with 3 meals a day and then come, a month, 2 months into the program and say, hey, dude, like, I really need more food. And I'm like, hey, dude, eat, add a 4th meal. Like, you got to listen to your body, because that's, at the end of the day, man, like, you got to be in tune. With our methodology, we want you to be able to have this long-term, dial all the pillars in long-term. And in order to do that, you got to be able to listen to these cues, listen to your body and know, when you need more fuel and when you don't. I'll give you an example in my own life. I don't work out on Fridays. I scale back my nutrition. I don't eat as much on Fridays. It's pretty easy, right? Sounds easy on the surface. I just don't eat. I don't eat as much on Fridays as I do on Monday through Thursday, or especially on Sunday, getting ready to start the week. And so, listen to your body, man. Like whatever cues your body's an amazing machine. It functions as like a high power Lamborghini, and you want to fuel it as such, man. You wouldn't put 87 octane in a Lamborghini. Wouldn't do that you shouldn't be doing that with your body either. And so, that's my take there. Paul was very thankful. All right. So I think let's see, like what else do you guys have? You guys getting value out of tonight? If you gotten value, drop value in the comments now. If you have any questions, you have anything you want, any topic you want us to cover, we've got a few more minutes here before we wrap up. I was about wrap out. Zach's got family in town, and he's got a scoot here in a few minutes. So we want to make sure that we're covering everything thoroughly for you guys. So if you have questions, specific questions, drop them in. Right there.
How do you measure body fat?
Oh, there, I did see that a minute ago in the night. Okay. You can go ahead, jam on that. There's lots of ways, but
yeah, there's lots of ways. There's the hydrostatic one where you go underneath the water. There's the bioimpedance
that one's pretty pricey though, isn't it?
They're a little bit pricey. They're
hard to find.
more on the accurate level, but the gold standard is something called a DEXA scan, DEXA scan. And that you like lay down and it's something like hovers over your body for like, I think like 7 to 10 minutes, and it checks everything. It's supposed to be like I think a margin of error of like 1 to 2% or something crazy like that. But there's also the bioimpedance scans that shoot up a little electrical pulse through your body, and then any resistance it gets from fat, it's going to calculate as your fat percentage. And it's InBody, INBODY. You could actually go on their website and try to find the nearest one for you. And those things will cost you anywhere from $10 to $20, depending where it is. And those things are actually pretty accurate. I just get that if I just need a quick and easy one. Those machines are pretty expensive, so they're pretty good.
I'm laughing, Anthony. He said the gold standard, and I'm about to be 42, and this gold standard. I'm thinking
gold standard, dude. That's what industry speaking. Gold standard, not my
calipers,
words. Not
dude.
my
like
words.
I'm old school, man. I'm about.
I haven't done the dunk
tank
since college. Yeah, I haven't done the water. Yeah, I love InBody, by the way. You just look it up, $10-20. Some gyms will do it for free with a free membership. Yeah. That's pretty accurate, right? Again, you're just finding a baseline and a barometer, right? And then you measure it the same way consistently with the same avenue, or the same tool, right? The same mechanism.
That's actually a very great point, Anthony, because you have to make sure that whatever one you start with, you end with. Otherwise, you're going to get numbers all over the place, because different methods will yield different results. There's also, of course, the calipers. I didn't mention that one because most people use the calipers
we mentioned it very wrong. Bro.
Very wrong.
Yeah.
So, that one's very tough.
Yeah.
Pinching a centimeter or pinching an inch, depending on how far you want to go with it, right?
Yeah, exactly, right. Depends on how. Yeah. Depends on how much pain my ego can take, right?
That's right.
Pretty much. So let's, in terms of value, to add a little bit more value for these guys. So let me just kind of summarize, guys. For those of you guys who feel like you've hit a stall, or maybe you've you're calling it a plateau. It's been a 2-week thing, or maybe even a 2-month thing. Tell you right now, with what we do, we don't even call plateau 2 months. What we're doing is we're looking for other areas of measurement, like we've gone over tonight. The reality is if you're tracking your progress in other areas, i.e. your body stats, your body measurements, you don't have to go get body fat percentage tested. You can do measurements. If you're doing resistance training in your life, which if you're not, I highly encourage you to add that in if you want to see real physique changes. Definitely would tell you that doing measurements is a great thing. I know Michael mentioned a little while ago, he's been at 194 for a few months, but his muscle mass is so much better. Strength is going up, not stressing about the scale. That's because, Michael, I'll just tell you straight up, dude, body composition changes are happening with you. You're adding lean muscle mass. That's why the scale's not moving, because you're also losing fat. But if you've been at this for a few months and you're getting stronger, this composition change, this recomposition that's happening, is exactly what you want to see, dude. I don't know what your goal weight is, but man, like those are wins, and you got to take credit for those. So let's, in summary, the things that I would say most, right? Do other body measurements, stay out of your own way. That's the mindset stuff. Like if you feel like you're hitting a plateau, maybe it's gut check time, and you actually need to ask yourself if you're trying hard enough, if you're putting in the effort that you need to, if you're staying in a caloric deficit in order to lose body fat or body weight, if you're doing the things that you need to do to get there, then then maybe we need to talk other strategies. But the bottom line is it's not a plateau. if all of these things are aligned and you're continuing to put in the effort, dude, it's not a plateau. I'll just tell you that right now. Like, those are very rare. True plateaus are something that are very rare. If you can't, there's so many areas that you can make adjustments and changes to when it comes to fitness and health and wellness that there's too many options to work out of a plateau. Can't imagine anybody would stay stuck in one and truly be in one with all the effort that they're saying they're putting in. Did that make sense? What's your take on that? Because like that's kind of what I took away from tonight is like other areas of measurement, being able to track progress in other areas. I think it's extremely important and something that we pound the table for and Unleash. But what do you think about the whole mindset thing? Is like that's the biggest hurdle, man. That's the block for a lot of guys.
It is, man. Like I don't mind me. I was like just responding to the comments right now because my like and comment feature finally works for the first time in weeks. So I'm over here just like
you're
responding
excited
to some of these guys. But no, like you said, man, what did I say earlier? I said like in terms of mindset, dude, even I get fixated on that number sometimes, but I know that I know better. So I always got to catch myself. That's literally the foundation of everything. Like we always like to say, right? Mindset. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother live call.
We do it all the time. Yeah.
Episode.
Yeah.
It literally is. It's everything, man. So mindset is literally the foundation of everything: health, fitness, life, relationships, whatever the hell it is that you are applying it to. So that's the importance of it, man. Like, don't downplay it. Do not downplay it. And the first thing that you should do is strengthen your mindset, because what you look like, your physical fitness level, is literally just an extension of your mental fortitude. So work on the mindset first, and it's going to start in your mind. It's going to go to the body, and then it's going to resonate everywhere else in your life. So that's my take. Yeah,
mic drop, dude. The reality is you put your mind to it, you're going to accomplish it, especially when it comes to health, because there are no barriers, dude. Like, you know, I say there's no barriers. There's illnesses, there's injuries, those kinds of things. But for the majority of guys that are tuning into this, especially, and even in the future, the barriers are minimal. There's no financial barrier. There's no, you can't use the I don't have a gym excuse, because you can do it at home. Like, there's literally
I've seen
reason.
Buff homeless people, man.
Yeah, dude. So have I.
I really have seen buff homeless people on the street.
They're doing those body weight exercise, some freaking P90X shit on the curb, dude, like rocking it.
That's right.
But man, like, if you're not where you want to be with your health, there is nothing holding you back except for you. And until you believe in yourself, until you accept that, that's a painful thing to tolerate for some people. It's a very difficult thing to accept. I'll just tell you, it was very difficult for me to accept when I was 60 pounds overweight and looked down, couldn't see my junk, had the big man boobs. And I was like, dude, I did this. Like, I turned myself into a dumpy pud. That's basically what I felt like, right? I was soft. I didn't have confidence. I didn't have libido. I was weak. I wasn't strong. And I did that. And I own it. And that's probably why I'm here. And so I think until you own your own shit, dude, and realize that there's nobody that's going to do anything with you in terms of health, or for you in terms of health, until you're willing to help yourself. That's it. That's the main roadblock for the majority of people out there.
You just have to get up and decide every day. It's a decision. And then again and again and again, you decide you're going to do it. You do it. You take action. Again, tomorrow, same thing. So on and so forth. Stack wins. Like,
stacking wins.
We overcomplicate it.
That's what we do. We win stack. And the Unleash Your Legacy guys are win stacking, dude. Like, that's right. It. And seeing those every day, right? That's what you got to do. And those of you guys who aren't taking credit for your victories, you might want to start. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build confidence. I know a lot of you guys are in here talking about your progress and results. You're tuned in, you're engaged, you're staying in the community, you're keeping this stuff at the health content at the forefront of your mind. It's where the magic happens, man. And so that's what we have for you. If you want to stick around and you want to hear about a couple minutes, I'm gonna give you a little call to action, Zach. If you want to check out, man, all good. So if we are actually currently have open, we'll call it open enrollment for Unleash Your Legacy. This would be your possible potential or possibility to partner with Zach, Anthony, and myself, our team, and the guys in Unleash Your Legacy. We've got some really awesome things planned for that community. We're always adding to the program. We've got a retreat that we've got in the makes that's coming up. So I'm pumped for that, dude. Like, that's going to be, I don't like to use the word epic very often, but it's going to be epic. So
it is.
Yeah, dude, if you want to have a conversation. That's it. 15-minute chat about your goals, your challenges, and where you'd like to be with your health in the next year. All right. This is not 6 weeks to six-pack abs, guys. Our approach is methodical, and it's methodical for a reason, because we want you to have a permanent solution. Last stop. We don't have repeat clients. Once you learn the system, you take it and run, right? And that's what we want for every guy that we work with. And if you want to find out what that might be like, okay, we're very selective about who we bring on. We don't bring on just anybody. You got to be a good match for the program, and we got to have a conversation to see if you're a good match before we even have a second phone call. There is literally nothing for sale on the first phone call. It's us having a quick conversation about if we might even be able to help you and what that possibly would look like, okay? If we get to that point and you decide, yes, I do. I think that I am on board, and we decide, hey, you would be a good match for our brotherhood that we formed inside of the culture we built and Unleash Your Legacy. Then we'll schedule a second call where we go behind the scenes, take you under the hood, show you everything, all the components of the program, and map it out for you exactly what the next 6 to 12 months of your life would look like. Okay. If that's you and you want to find out more about potentially partnering with us long-term like that, just type the word mentor in the comments now. MENTOR. Type that in the comments. One of us will reach out to you. Probably myself or Zach will be reaching out to you, and we're going to have a quick conversation. All we're going to do is provide you a calendar link. We'll hop on Zoom, go over a few things, and just say, hey man, like, what's going on? What are your challenges? What can we do to help you? And like, what's your biggest struggles right now? If you're honest and upfront and you tell us everything that's going on, we're going to give you our best feedback. We'll talk about the second call. And if it looks like it's a good match, we'll have that second call. But if not, dude, we're still going to get some resources in your hands to help you start building momentum and making progress. That's it. You got nothing to lose by a free 15-minute phone call with us. So that's it. That's our pitch, man. If you want to get on the phone with us, you want to have a short conversation about what a potential partnership would look like in your life, type the word mentor in the comments below, and one of our team members will reach out. For all of you guys who got value tonight, if you'll drop the word value one more time for anybody coming on tomorrow so that they can see that, know to stay until the end. So we appreciate you guys. I want to let you know there will be no live stream next week. We will still be present. If you need something in the group, you can always tag Zach, myself, Anthony. We're always happy to give you our feedback. But ultimately, there will be no live stream next week. I am on vacation. Our team is we got some behind the scenes stuff that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
So we'll be back one week from next Wednesday night. So we'll see you 2 weeks from tonight. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Crush it the rest of this week. And we'll see you guys in our next live stream. Y'all take care.